Hello everyone and welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today I'm going to be doing a video on creating skins on patch 1.39 because a couple of people asked me how to make the skins that I've done, and I'll probably go over ones like this where it's just squadron codes on the side of them. This one is a copy of what the Battle of Britain Memorial at Lancaster was like a couple of years ago. It has two different squadron codes on each side. I think it's to remember two different squadrons or something. And my Spitfire Mark 1 skin, which is a captured German one. When it loads in, you'll see it. This one was quite an easy one to do. Sorry about the swastika on the tail. If you find that offensive, I'm sorry, but I did it just because I'm the only one in the game that can see it unless I do a video with it, and I just want the realism on there. But ones like this are probably some of the easier ones to do. And then if I just get my Typhoon up, that's not a custom skill I've made, that's just things I've put on. With this I've got the D-Day invasion stripes over the whole wings and around the whole of the rear fuselage. You can see there at the back it kind of here, because this is where the default ones are, but then on the back here it kind of meets up better and then it gradually kind of separates, but on the wings the perfect fit on the top and bottom, which is good. So yeah, I guess I'll show you. So obviously first of all you're going to want to go into whatever plane you have, and then you click this little thing, little wand type thing, make test sample of user skin. Do that, and then it will give you, on most planes, like this plane for sure, it will give you this skin as a default one, the summer camouflage. It will give you this as the default camouflage it gives you in the Photoshop. So I'm going to switch over to Photoshop and I will see you in a second. Okay, so we're at our documents. This is just for people that might not know. You go to your local disk or whatever you've got your War Thunder saved in, program files, and then if you're on the Steam version it'll be in the Steam folder, if not it will be here. But I'm on the Steam version, so go to Steam, Steam Apps, Common, War Thunder, and then user skins, and then you should find your skins in here, and I don't want to right click that. You right click that, and then you get the C Mustang P51C, not the N file. That's just some weird one. Then you go to open with, and then whatever version of Photoshop you have, it should open with. And I don't know. I'm not sure if the upload you can open it with other program, but Photoshop is the one that I know works and that I'm using at the moment. So Photoshop should open eventually. It might take a minute for me. But so like I know that if you have 64-bit you can use the DK whatever thing it's called, I can't remember what it's called. But you can use that, but I don't have that, so I use Photoshop, and this is how it's laid out. Obviously it's not the best laid out because it's kind of hard if you kind of don't know what you're looking at. Like this is quite easily laid out, and the Spitfires are laid out exactly the same as this, more or less, except slightly different layout with like tail sections and stuff. With this you got the fuselage, right side, left side, right wing, left wing, then left wing, right wing. It's kind of annoying that that's not flipped up the other way, but bear in mind that you might have a different version of Photoshop from I do, so bear that in mind. But everything's more or less in the same areas. Don't know why that came up, but then so you want to go to this, like if you want to just paint it all one colour, you want to go to this tool, which is the quick selection tool. There's also a brush selection tool, but I use this one, and you can just use this to select kind of big areas, and then Alt if you want to, like, if you accidentally go over the edge like that, but then it doesn't matter if it's nothing, like if it's like just this brown colour or silver or something, depending on the plane you're painting. It doesn't matter if you paint on that because it doesn't go anywhere on the plane. But then say you want the roundels to be not painted, you can just go over that and have that non-painted. So then you can go over this and then go up to there, say, and then that might overlap, you know, so you want to go back down here a bit, and then you go to the bottom here and you get colour select. So I'll make this like kind of beigey colour, or you can click with this little teardrop kind of thing. You can select colour like that, but I'll just go for like some random colour like that. And then you can use this, but it kind of doesn't work as well. Or you can use the brush and you can change the size up the top here, and then you can just go over that. Using the paint bucket might be a bit better because you get the kind of roughness of it, like you get the silver parts and whatnot. And it depends on preference of what you want it to look like, but that's one way of doing it, and you can always deselect that. And then the way I do my victory stripes, if it's a plane with D-Day invasion stripes, is I get this tool, which is like the square select tool, so you get like things like that. And what I do is, this isn't going to work on this one because the flap isn't up to the edge there, but if you have time you can always do that, but I'm making this quick just for the video. You make, I guess, this kind of size maybe, depending on the plane. You can, you know, mess about with it, get the right sizes, and remember to always save your projects as a Photoshop file so you can go back and edit them. Like if you make duplicate layers and whatnot, then you can go back and change the colours and edit what they look like and whatnot. But for now I'm just doing this, and what I do is I get the white, because it always starts with the white first, then you get the brush, go over it like that, and then you move over to here, make sure it doesn't overlap or anything. You can overlap if you want it to, but I don't like having it overlapped. Then you get the black one, and then you go over like that, and then you get another white one and put it over like that. And just remember that you can always like Control Z if you need to go back, or if you go to edit, and you can just do undo, because I noticed later versions of Photoshop you can't undo past a certain point, I think. Let me go over here with another one like this, and then we'll go over here. Like, these are quite thick victory stripes, so this is obviously not going to fit the wing properly. But then if it's like this and the roundels there and you don't want to go around it, you can always just use this tool, and then you can get it nice and snug, I guess, around there like that. That's kind of painted over anyway, but you get the idea. So, and then you can just literally go around with the brush and do it like that. But what I've done with most of them is I've gone over like a little bit like this, and then I have in my pictures, I have the RAF roundel saved in the pictures, and I just basically place it over the top and just overcover them and stuff, and that's kind of how I do those things. But then, so say you're doing the damage model, which is going to be laid out differently. Like, this is what I think a lot of people aren't going to do, is the damage models. And you're going to have to realise that if you don't have the damage model, you have a wing like this, and then as soon as it gets a bullet in it, it will go back to that. So you kind of have to do the damage model for it to look good, unless you're just going to take screenshots with it or something stupid. But I think it's better to do the damage model. So you duplicate a layer, you drag it down over the top of it, and then down here in the corner you get the opacity, and then you make it to a point where it's see-through and you can see the damage model, and then you get the rubber tool, and then you simply just go around here and rub out the areas where the damage is, and then say you've only done the nose cone of a plane, like say I've only done this area of the plane, then what you can do with the rest of it is, like say up here, you can just make the rubber big and then rub that all out up there, the bit that doesn't matter. So then when you do make this bigger again, it has the damage on the wing, and then up here, if you haven't touched that, then it's all fine. So say you've just done like a nose cone or some special nose art on it that has to have damage model, or you've given it victory stripes on the wings and tail, and this part of the plane, like here, doesn't have anything over it, you can simply just have it completely rubbed out over the top, and that's pretty much it for that. And I think that's more or less anything, to be honest, when it comes to skins. But yeah, basically with the roundels, like say the RAF roundels, you want to overdo it, what you do is you go on Google, look up RAF roundel or German cross or Luftwaffe roundel, whatever it is, and then you save it as a picture, open it in Photoshop, and then you get this tool, the little thingy here, and then you simply just go click on it, select it, and then you grab this and you move it like that, and that is pretty much all you do. And then you can put it like, you know, bigger over there maybe, you know, but you'd have a brand new, shiny new, clean thingy. And you know, if you're one of those kind of people that really wants the German planes to have the really realistic look, you can always put the swastika on the tail. I know some people probably don't want that to have it on it, because obviously some people are going to find it offensive, but it's all personal preference, I guess, because considering no one else can see it, like, I'm not bothered, to be honest, about it, because I've done it on, I haven't done any German planes at the moment, and the ones I haven't done it to, because I've just done nose art. But I'll show you like the templates of some of the other planes. So I've got the Lancaster here, I always do that. With this one though, I just got a picture of a Lancaster. It wasn't a photograph, it was like a kind of art layout. And I highlighted these bits with the this tool, the quick selection tool. I went over it and then kind of made adjustments, like if it went over the edge like that, then I just simply go like that and then get it down to the edge. And then you can always change the size of this, so you can get it nice and a crisp edge if you want to, which is always good. But and then you do that, and then you simply, once you've highlighted it all, you just pretty much drag it the same way that you do with the roundels or whatever you've used. And I've done that. The nose art on this I think could do some work, like probably a better picture of it, because it's kind of pixelated, you can't really see what it is. But it's based off the Phantom of Ruhr skin that they had on it a couple of years ago. But what else have I done? I've done the open with Photoshop. So this is the layout of this. You can kind of get an idea. This is the fuselage area, this is the top wing, bottom wing, tail, radiators. I think these are the flaps here, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's the flaps. And that's the tail up here. That's the prop. That's the nose cone, or spindle. Sorry about that. And then these are the guns here, and then I've just put over the roundels. But so I think my Typhoon one is probably my favourite one I've done. I haven't got any squadron codes for it yet, because I'm still looking for squadron codes that will fit on this plane. But as you can see, like this is quite this is something that happens on quite a lot of them. you only get one bottom wing, and then you get two top wings. And the way I went around this is, because on this it has 4 cannons and the guns are laid out, I think there's markings where they are, is I got this, left a little white line around there on the gun, and then on this one where the gun is, I've got it the same distance away from it so it fits perfectly over it. And then tail, could using, like, I don't know why it seems to go over more this way, but you can always just adjust that somewhere. And then I think that's it for them really. I think I've got my Corsair one because I had decals over the nose cone, so I had to check decals over the nose cone here. So then I've gone over with the little squares like that, and I just moved it around all over there to get that effect. And you can see here it looks more kind of dark shaded than it is, and what you do is you get this tool, which is the burn tool. So you'll probably see the sponge tool or something as the first one, and then you simply just right click on it and change to the burn tool. And then what this will do is it kind of, you can kind of shade stuff in, like say smoke from radiators or smoke from the engines or whatnot, so you can get kind of a dirty, kind of realistic old feel to the plane, because obviously back in the war they weren't cleaned all the time, and you know, they got dirty and stuff. But then we got the BF19K4 skin, which I did, which I gave this bright red and black nose cone. Someone's calling my phone, so it's set my speakers off. Yeah, you got this nose cone that has it's black and red striped. Basically what I did is I got this and I made a thin strip and then did it like that, and then here on the nose I made a red strip on the yellow, but then it kind of looked weird because of how solid it was, the line between the brown. So I got the smudge tool, which is here, and I just kind of pulled out bits, and then it looks all good. But then with ones like this where only the nose damage model is the thing that I've needed to do, the rest of it, like I just rubbed out everything else on the damage model, and then I've just got the bits I've done. So I think that's all of them. I don't think I've done anything for the Mustangs or anything, or anything good for them. So yeah, I hope this helped you out. Be sure to leave a comment if you want to see anything else on it, and I will be happy to make another video about it, because I know a lot of people don't know how to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, like, it is quite basic, I'd like to say. But obviously for some people who've never used Photoshop before, like I've been using Photoshop for the past couple of years because I do photography at school, so I kind of have got the grips of it. But then a lot of the stuff like the smudge tool and the burn tool and stuff like that, go away, and like this kind of things of painting and whatnot, I kind of learned myself just by trying stuff out and testing and whatnot. But you know, I've had Photoshop for a long time now, but yeah, I never do like my background here. Like, this is a Wolf on a screenshot, which I've basically photoshopped, and just the way you do it is you just turn the brightness and contrast all the way up, and then shadow and highlights all the way up on every single bar, and then you get a really cool kind of painting effect. But is it recording? Yeah, 17 minutes, Jesus. But yeah, if this has been helpful to you, comment and tell me, leave a like, subscribe, all that lot. Comment if you need help, and I will try my best to help you. Obviously it's kind of hard in the comments of a YouTube video trying to do it, but if it's something kind of more complicated, I'll try and make a video of doing it, and I'll show you how to do other stuff if you need help with it. And yeah, so I think that's the basics of making a skin for War Thunder really when it comes to Photoshop, is selecting and painting tool. But I guess if you want to do kind of like say you look at this and you think, oh, I want that to be green and I want it to be brown. The way I've done it, and it's probably the really bad way of doing it, is I've got the green colour and I've gone around it with a paintbrush, all of it, every single dark brown bit and then every single light bit with different colours. But I'm pretty sure that if you use this kind of tool, you could select those areas and get it all perfect, and then you could just simply go boom, have it done like that, which is probably the fastest way of doing it, and it wouldn't take hours and hours and hours to do it unless you were getting really precision doing it. But yeah, if this helped, tell me if you would like to see more videos on how to do skins and whatnot. Leave a comment, tell me, and yeah, I'll probably be doing more skins, and I'll make some videos on the skins I've made, and I will see you all next time. Bye.